Really enjoyed his time. Well, a little bit like Paul Moore, Remy Ong at the moment, leaving a selection of pins. He's gradually working his way through the rack.
Well, he flushed the pocket and he's missed with the last two shots, so again, just a fraction light. May just be that he's went into groove a channel through that oil just to get up to the pocket and rip him away. A straightforward spare for Remy. Closes out frame 3. A chance for Barrett to take an early lead. And we see the great style of Remy Ong, two-time world champion, won numerous tournaments around the world in his bowling career.
Classic style to watch. But like many left-handers, Cass, you just seem to see a little bit more of the work that's being done with the fingers as the ball is released. Maybe it's just the camera angles that we get on the left-hander. Barrett, though, back in the strike zone. So a little question for Ong being asked.
Yeah, again, high rev rate, 492. Not as high as our two-handers, obviously, but that's a great shot. Into the pocket, takes all 10, and earns himself just the one-pin lead at this early stage.
That's how it stands, and Barrett looking comfortable. What will Ong's response be? We know what he wants it to be. But sometimes the Tenpin gods don't let that happen. Oh, he's gone across the other side now, leaving the 7-pin. That's more of a traditional leave for the left-hander. Not that that's any consolation to Ong.
Definitely not. It's a much better shot. He's coming inside, kept it a little bit straighter, and there's actually a better pocket hit. Let's flush that 7-pin in the corner. Stood there solid as a rock as the 4 pins jumped around it. Another chance to bring out the spare ball. Hard low friction ball. Should keep it pretty straight and takes that corner pin away quite nicely. So it's 3 single pin spares in a row for Ong. Again, Barrett has the chance to double up and extend that lead. Great camera angle there of the spare shot. Hard and straight.
So 3-9 spares in a row. Not the sort of consistency that he was looking for. Great work. Well, that looked pretty good from about half a metre out. Barrett was pleased with that.
Absolutely, yes. I'd have been pleased with shots like that. Flushes the 1-3 pocket. All the pins go. Absolute devastating power in that pocket.
Back here, Remy Ong struck out in frame 5. And not to be outshone, Dominic Barrett did exactly the same thing. Coming up, frame 6.
Goodness, well, if those revs were correct, that was really astonishing from Barrett. He's throwing very free, very loose. And those are the potential maximums on offer. 580 for Barrett, 558 for Ong. So far, so good, as far as the home crowd are concerned.
Well, that last shot of Barrett's, our CAT system tells us that he was through the 600 revs per minute barrier. And it's only the two-handed bowlers that have done that so far in this event. So it just shows you how much velocity and effort Dominic is putting in. Double time for Remy Ong. He's on his way back. Needs to make the move now and close that gap. Can't afford to let Barrett get away from him. Good move.
Yeah, Ong, you get the feeling he's the type of bowler that really does shut everything else out. He doesn't like a tremendous amount of interaction on the stage with his opponent, and does try as much as possible to keep it strictly business.
Well, there is a television monitor on the stage, off shot obviously, but the players can look down and see the running score sheet of themselves and their opponent. So they're aware of what's going on, but I'm sure also mentally they know in their own mind what the score is. Barrett shoots 4 in a row, really opening his shoulders up now and really getting some power on that ball, ripping the rack.
Now the key for Barrett here is that he controls this power. We know that he's got it. We know that's available to him. But I think he just got just a touch overexcited in his first round match, and that's when he started to lose his form. And getting into the zone's tough enough. Staying in the zone, very, very difficult.
Absolutely, yeah, pacing a, well, fabulous 280 game if he can strike out, but I mean, that's what he'll be aiming to do. Strike every shot is what these players want.
Ong working a double.
Wow, 7-pin solid. Didn't even move, did it? Nice pocket shot. Just the angle that he came up behind that head pin. Great follow through again there. Fabulous start for the left-hander. He's looking for 10. And just can't quite kick it out. So it's just a 9, and that's that hard spare ball's going to come out yet again. It's getting a bit of use on these corner pins. Very hard surface ball, shouldn't hook much, but crikey, what a basic error that was from Remy Ong. Actually put some fingers in the ball, made it rotate, and it actually hooked as it went into the pin deck, and it's missed that 7-pin. Crikey, what a mistake.
Well, Barrett's in a very, very good position now. That's for sure. 225 is the maximum available to Ong, whereas for Barrett 280. That's their single game scores. The graphic to the far right, the maximum score over 2 games, 525 still for Ong. It's going to be considerably higher for Barrett, but now Barrett has to capitalise. The golden rule: when your opponent opens, you strike. Oh, there it is. That really has put some serious pressure on Remy Ong.
There is some big daylight now between the scores. And you're right, Simon. Dominic has really stamped his authority on that big open frame that Remy Ong had, the single pin miss. And as silly as it sounds, that could be the frame that actually loses the match. That's how desperately close these guys are to one another on a short format like this. And he's looking pretty pleased as punch, isn't he? Almost relaxed.
Yeah, probably won't do himself any harm if he does stay relaxed. The thing I think he's got to avoid, and a lot of coaches will tell you this, he's got to make sure he doesn't start interacting with the crowd too early. He's got to get this job done still, and Ong's dangerous, as that shot proves.
Well, Remy's only had 1 shot out the pocket, and unfortunately he has that big open frame as well. He's been there or thereabouts, and this is another one right in the 1-2 pocket. This time he can get the carry percentage and takes all 10 pins away. He's going to have to finish with another 4 strikes in a row.
Yeah, you feel he's got to. This is his line. Well, that's pretty traditional for the left-handers at this tournament so far.
Yeah, around about 13-14 ball, pretty much down the line and in. Barrett looking for another one. There's the 4-9 that we've seen several times before in this tournament. Just a little bit high on the head pin. Very unfortunate to leave the 9-pin along with that 4, and well, this could be Barrett's open frame. Chance to spare it, it will go. He needs to chip that 4-pin very finely on the left-hand side. Chip it across.
Is he going to go for it, or is he just going to take his medicine and nip one of the pins out?
Well, he's working on 2 strikes, so it's going to count double, but it's not in our nature not to go for it, especially in a tournament like this.
No, he didn't like it. As soon as it left his hand, he knew he wasn't going to get any sort of angle.